Welcome to the Mindset Mechanics Podcast with Juan and Ladybug Jenkins. It's not too late to find, face, and fix what's stalling you. The shop is open, so pull on in.
Welcome to Mechanical Mondays. You are in the shop. I am Ladybug Jenkins, your mindset mechanic, reminding you that it is never too late to find, face, and fix what is stalling you. And when you do that, acceleration is inevitable. Today's episode is titled Over the Hill. And this absolutely has a double meaning. If you know, Ladybug celebrated her 50th birthday last year, and my mindset certainly took a shift. There can be a lot of things attached to getting older, new horizons. So Over the Hill was not chosen lightly. And so when we talk about Over the Hill, I do mean a couple of things, but I want to talk about hanging in there. I want to talk about endurance. That is what Over the Hill is talking about, but it is in relation to our age. It is in relation to our careers, our relationships. As a Gen Xer, a lot of us are in that place that they call the sandwich generation, or the sandwich season, where we are taking care of ourselves fully. We are taking care of children fully. And it's odd, some of us are taking care of grandchildren fully and taking care of parents fully. So I happen to be in a sandwich season where I am taking care of myself, taking care of an 11 and 13-year-old, and taking care of my mother full time. So a sandwich indeed. So I want to talk about Over the Hill. Oftentimes you will hear it in relation to it's a joke about age. And now in 2024, you'll hear, 50 is the new 30, or 40 is the new 30, things like that. Personally, I disagree. I think that is just something that's said to encourage people to work up until the day after their funeral. But it is still, back in the day, as they say, used to describe someone who is older, someone who is getting older, someone who is past it, someone who is not young. You may have health problems now. Your eyesight may not be 100% as it was before. Your reflexes may not be as fast. You may not think as quickly as you used to. But Over the Hill can also be in relation to a horizon, a target. You may see something sometimes in films. You'll see someone say, it's just over the hill. They're looking at the map. They're looking at the GPS, and their target, their destination, their goal is just over the hill. Now, I am from Florida, and as a rule, I'm like Florida born and raised. It's not hilly, but I did go to college in Tallahassee, and that was a nickname for my university, about it being on the hill. And I remember thinking that Tallahassee was hilly when I went there. And then I went to Tennessee with my family in a minivan earlier this year, and I found out what hills really were. And the thing that struck me was the climbing, and how you could climb and climb and climb. And we were climbing in that van for miles, and we were still climbing. And then that poor wild turkey almost lost his life because he just, ran out into the middle of the street, and I almost took him out in that van, even though I wasn't going that fast. But we climbed for what seemed like forever. It was actually about an hour and a half. But then all of a sudden, there was this break, and it flattened out. And obviously, this was a mountain and not a hill. And then I could see the entrance to the resort, and I could see all of these. There was a huge amusement park, and there were all of these amenities. It was all the things that we had been waiting for and looking for, that we were excited about, that I found on the websites when I was looking into the resort, all of the things. And we could finally see those things, but we had to climb that mountain, and it was a climb. And there was a mode on the van that we had to use, and it was making noises, and we were like, is the van getting tired? Having to drive slower than we expected, even though it wasn't raining, it wasn't snowing at that time in the mountains, it wasn't, dark, all of those things, but we had to drive at about half speed. In regards to what we were accustomed to, we had to drive at about 25, 30 miles an hour. So getting over that hill can be like that. Sometimes you feel like you have setbacks because the climb is steeper than you anticipated. It is taking you longer than you thought it would initially, and it can be discouraging. You can feel tired, like that van started to make those noises, and you can feel tired in your spirit. You can feel tired in your mind, and it seems like the climb is taking forever. And you wonder if you're ever going to break through. You're wondering if you're ever going to make it to the top, as they say. Are you ever going to make it over that hill? And conversely, you can also feel like you are over the hill, like you are just too old to be doing this. Like the van was making noises, and I was wondering, would a different kind of vehicle, would a newer vehicle be able to make it? And you can feel like that sometimes as well, that I'm too old for this. I don't have the strength. I don't have the endurance. I start to make noises in my mind and in my heart when I try to do this because the climb is so steep. It is so taxing. And unlike the GPS, unlike making our way up that mountain in Tennessee, we don't have exact coordinates. We don't know exactly when we're going to break through. Now, if you're in a degree program or something like that, that's a little different. You have a graduation date. But I mean, in those seasons of life when you are trying to accomplish goals that might be financial, you might be trying to accomplish fitness goals, you might try to set your life up so that you can go back to school, so that you can exit your job and become an entrepreneur, all of those things. And you have targets, but you just don't know when it's going to happen. You've been praying, you've been fasting, you've been trying or training, as my mentor says, don't try, train. And you're doing all the things, and it just seems like it's so far away, and you don't know when that breakthrough is going to come, and it's going to flatten out, it's going to level out, and the strain on you is going to stop. All of the noise in your mind and heart and spirit that is caused by the strain is going to level off, and you are going to break through. And so you can be brave, and you can do it. You can do it even though you're afraid. You can do it even though you're unsure. You can do it even though it's taxing, even though sometimes you feel like your mind is being knocked from under you. Like they say, your legs are being knocked from under you when you feel so much strain and you don't know if you can take it because you don't know where the breakthrough is coming. You don't know where that thing is going to flatten out. And it is just over the hill. How many of us, and when I say us, I absolutely mean me, because the Lord very plainly told me one day in prayer that quitting has been your downfall. Not staying until the breakthrough has been my downfall. So I absolutely get it. And I'm only sharing what I've had to realize for myself. How many of us have quit right before the breakthrough? How many of us have quit right before that thing flattened out and leveled off and we accomplished it? We conquered it. We made it. Sometimes it is just over the hill. And sometimes we were often meant to do things later in life. If the Lord assigned that thing to us when we were in our 20s, we would have set it on fire as they rolled down a hill in a dumpster. We weren't ready for it in our 30s. If the Lord sent that mate to you that found you later in life, you would have destroyed, you would have ruined that relationship. So it wasn't time. You had to be a little over the hill. You had to have lived enough years to have done some climbing, to have done some overcoming, to have done some hanging in there, to have built up your endurance so that you would not destroy the next task that God gave you. You had to be strengthened for that task by getting over some hills yourself. And that is what I wanted to share on this Mechanical Monday about it being over the hill. Sometimes your breakthrough is right there, and sometimes you feel like you might be too old or too weak or too over it, but this is just your season. That so-called over the hill season is what you need to literally get over the hill. And in Philippians 1:6, it says, I am sure that the good work God began in you will continue until he completes it on the day when Jesus Christ comes again. So that means no contestant is perfect. No one trying to get up that hill or over that hill is perfect. We are being perfected. And getting up that hill, over that hill, to that plateau, to that breakthrough is a part of the good work that is being done in you. It is strengthening you. It is shaping you. So don't despise it. Don't fight the task. Don't fight the assignment. Fight the feelings of weakness. Fight the feelings of it being too late. Fight the feelings of you not being good enough, you not having what is in you. God would not put you onto anything that he had not put what you needed into you to accomplish it. So if you are there to accomplish a task, everything you need in your mind, in your heart, and in your hands is in place for you to accomplish that thing, because God doesn't do things like that. If he has assigned you that thing, he has provided for you. There's provision in your assignment, and you can do that. You are not over the hill in the negative sense, but you will get over the hill in the positive sense. And that's what I wanted to share this Mechanical Monday. Ooh, that blessed me, and I hope you allow it to bless you too. And I am Ladybug Jenkins, your mindset mechanic, reminding you that it is never too late to find, face, and fix what is stalling you. And when you do that, you will accelerate into the life of your dreams. Amen. Amen.
Thanks for stopping by the shop. Tune in next Mechanical Monday so you can get the tools to find, face, and fix your mindset and accelerate your life.